Kevin Cole back at you from Super Micro, continuing the podcast on SCC's single deployment of an SCC appliance. Thanks for joining today. I'm Kevin Culp, continuing on here with and stepping through this installation. So what we've done in the previous videos, we laid out some pre-flight checks that we continue to do based on making this installation deployment for you successful. And we also chose option number one, which is basically the setup host that we completed. You can see here that particular step was successful. And so this does a lot of things, this particular step. It sets up really the Kubernetes framework for you in order for our IP, our intellectual property, our secret sauce of SCC to ride on top of, to be able to support that Kubernetes framework based in this SCC baseline kit we provide you. So things like harbor registration, Helm, and kube control of getting nodes and starting to set the Kubernetes cluster up is very, very important for essentially making this SCC install to be successful. So the next option we're going to choose is option number two, which basically now starts to install the pods, the K8 pods, which is that layer we talked about above the host layer, right? We had showed you breaking down of the virtual machine layer, which is for bare metal, and the one on top of that is the pods for the K8 cluster. And so now we're going to start installing basically and upgrading those info charts, which are going to be important for a successful deployment of SCC. So let's choose option number two and kick it off. And then we basically start our installation process, right, of collecting those info charts, also looking at various other types of databases we need to pull in here, such as Postgres, Redis, and other things that are going to be important. Notice here we're unpacking information in the external provisioner for our charts that will reside in NFS. So you can see where NFS is the collector of where our storage data is going to go. Things like being able to, when you register things within PodView, they will be stored in a database, right? Indicating the form factor, information we collect from the source of truth being the BMC through Redfish endpoints are collected, and also various things such as Prometheus in the back end that we're going to do a time series event to be able to store event information from session event log and basically message event log, which is basically collecting those Redfish subscription services from the source of truth being the BMC of each of the servers. So we'll keep continuing on with deploying. Step number two, we'll let this cook in the background. And then once it's completed, we'll see you on the other side of the aisle here. Thanks for joining today. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.